Well, we have another question here. The question says, excuse me, that's the graph of g of x equal to cos is equal to -2 cos negative cos 2x for x in the interval -180 degrees to 180 degrees is drawn. Now, the following question says, draw the graph of f of x equal to 2 sine x minus 1 for x elements of the interval -180 degrees to 180 degrees on the same set of axes provided in the answer book. Well, I just want to use this set. Okay, let me write question 6.2.1 here. 6.2.1. Actually, I'm gonna do it over here, so just write 6.2.1 here. Now, how can I do that? The easier way to do this is by using a calculator. Okay, we're just gonna use we have now 2 sine x minus 1. Okay, we can do point plotting technique. Okay, which by that I mean we can just gonna do this. Here we set the value of x, and then those are the value generated by the function 2 sine x minus 1. Okay, and then here we can place in values when one is -180 degrees, and so on and so forth until where it's going to be 180 degrees. Okay, and then there over underneath here, underneath each x value, we're going to find the values of the function that we're going to connect, which we're going to connect to form the graph. Or we can just use a calculator this way. I mean, we're going to create a table of values. Okay, so it's like the calculator will be like this. You press the mode function, and then you look at where it's table. You hit like 7 for table there. Okay, and then f of x, we can then enter a function, our function 2 sine x minus 1. So I'm gonna hit here 2, and then there's sine, and then to get x, we're going to press this alpha button here, press alpha, and then you can see x is there. It depends, or it might not be over here in your calculator, but check carefully. In my calculator, it's like this close brackets button. Press x, x is there. I can close x and then minus 1. Now I will hit equal to say valid, and then this is another function, but I have only one function, so I can just press equal, and then starts from -180 degrees. You can also see the intervals are given there from -180 to 180. So there I can just write. To write -180, you can hit this button here. This is a negative symbol, -180. Okay, and then valid end to end at 180, and then equal, and then the steps. Okay, what step am I gonna take? Let's take 90 degrees, because here in the interval like -180, 90, and then 0, 90, and so let's say step is like 90 degrees. Okay, I wanna hit equal, and then we have like the values here. The values are there. When x is -180, f of x is -1. So we see there, I can just place -1 is over here. When x is -180, it's -1. And then we look at the calculator again. When x is -90, f of x is -3. So when x is -90 is over here. And then that's by it's -3. So it's going to be actually so -9 there. So the point is -3. And then when x is 0, for instance, you see when x is 0, f of x is -1. So when it's 0, 0 is there, -1 will be there. So it's the point. And then when x is you can just use the direction. Okay, and when x is 90, f of x is 1. So when it's 90 is over here, and then f of x is 1. So meaning at the point of intersection, so it's going to be 1 here. And then when x is equal to, let's see, when x is 180, and then f of x is -1. So when it's 180, it's -1 there. So let me just change the color so we can see the difference. So we have there, this point, that point. Avoid making points that big, okay? Because okay, I don't need to draw this dashed button because the paper will help me. So I can just say it's there by 1, by -3, there by 0, okay, and by 1 again, and then by -1. So we can just combine the lines. Okay, avoid to do like straight lines, okay, because if you draw something like this, it won't really make sense. So it cannot be like that. The lines must be curved. So it must be things like you know, curve, and then there also something like that. So it's gonna be something like curve. Let's do that. Okay. Approximately that. So that's the graph of this approximates the graph of g of x. So this is g of x, which is no, actually f of x. F of x, which is 2 sine x minus 1. Okay, that's f of x. This one. So g of x was given by negative cos 2x. As you can see, it's over there. Okay. Over here, someone can just substitute the values of x and then get answers and etc. etc. Now, question 6.2. Okay, maybe let's just show over here. You sub in the value of x, -180 degrees on x there on sign on this function. You get 0 here. 0 minus 1 is going to be -1, -1, and then if x is equal to -90, you do the same thing. You sub there, and then you're gonna get -1, 2 times -1 is -2, -2 minus 1 is -3, and then you do the same for if x was equal to 0, it's gonna be -3 there, and if x is equal to 0, you're gonna get again -1 there, and then if x was equal to 90, okay, degrees, so you sub 90 degrees, there is going to be if x is 90, sine of 90 degrees 1, 2 times 1 is 2, 2 minus 1 is 1, and then we have like 180 degrees. Finally there you get again zeros, and then you get -1 also. So now within question 6.2 .2.2, I mean the question the question says write down the value of x for which g of x is strictly decreasing in the interval x, which is in between -180 degrees to 0 degrees. Okay. G of x is the graph, this graph here. So now in the interval -180 to 0 degrees is from here to here, and then the graph is decreasing only because from there, okay, let me just show it. We're talking about this interval -180 to 0. Okay, that's on the horizontal. Now it is decreasing only from 90 degrees to 0 degrees. That's the interval over which this is decreasing, because it's over here that starts falling down. Okay, so we'll say there it will be when I say negative 90 degrees lesser than x, and then lesser than 0 degrees. So that's 6.2.2 and then 6.2.3. The question says, let's just move it a little bit there so we can see. The question says, write down the value or values of x for which f of x plus 30 degrees minus g of x plus 30 degrees equal to 0 for the interval negative x is in between negative 180 degrees to 180 degrees. Okay, how can we do that? So because you have like, okay, they said f of x plus 30 degrees equal to, no, not equal to, I was thinking out loud, g of x plus 30 degrees equal to 0, okay? So this simply means that we can just write f of x plus 30 degrees equal to g of x plus 30 degrees. That's the meaning of this. Now, how can we find the values of x? How can you do that? First of all, let's look at the previous, let's compare where f of x, because note that here, the angles are the same, okay? They're all the same. So in like, almost like in this situation, where we had f of x equal to g of x. If we look at the graph, f of x is equal to g of x at negative 180 degrees, okay? For here, x is equal to, when x is equal to negative 180 degrees, okay? And also at 0 degrees, they're equal here. They also equal there by 90 degrees. By 90 degrees, they also equal by 180 degrees. 180 degrees. Now that we're talking about x plus 30, it means the same graph shifted 30 units to the left. Maybe my left may sound right for you when you're watching, but it's 30 degrees to the left. So this graph, these two graphs here will be shifted 30 degrees to the left like that, both of them. Okay. Now, okay, let me put yes, it was like that. Now, if they shift 30 degrees to the left, it is important to note that the interval here, 30 degrees to the left, it's going to be, they will be equal at 210 degrees, okay? So therefore, f of x plus 30 degrees equal g of x plus 30 degrees. The values of x will be negative 210 degrees, okay? What else? This the intersection here will be negative 210 because of minus 30 degrees, 180 minus 30 degrees. So all this is going to be, this point will be minus 30 degrees. Okay, even here it's going to be minus 30 degrees. There also the 90 degrees here minus 30 degrees, etc. And then here also minus 30 degrees. So now it's going to be, the intersection will be by negative 210. Okay, and also by negative 30 degrees, because 0 degrees here, this intersection won't be at 0, it will be by negative 30 degrees, because 30 degrees to the left. And then also over here, they also equal at this point. So it's going to be minus 30 degrees again. So it's going to be 60 degrees. 90 minus 30 degrees makes 60 degrees. And there, by 180 degrees minus 30, the intersection, then the intersect here is going to be 150 degrees. Now, it is important to note that the interval we want is the interval from negative 180 degrees to 180 degrees. So basically, the important thing to look is negative 180 degrees, because over here we have already negative 210, which is not part of the interval. So the values of x are just negative 30, 60, and 50. So I can write here, x will be equal to negative 30 degrees, 60 degrees, and 150 degrees. These are the values of x for which f of x plus 30 degrees equal to g of x plus 30 degrees. Thank you.